Hey everybody, this is Single Dad. I'm Single Dad. You can just see my hands, but I am Single Dad, and this is the Single Dad Living Channel. And today we're going to be doing some baby back ribs, some smoked baby back ribs, and some potato salad for Labor Day. So what I've got here is I've got two racks. They're about the same size. These are from Tyson. These are the Tyson pork baby back ribs. And all I've done so far is pull them out of the package. I've rinsed them off a little bit. And on this one here, I haven't done it yet. But I'm going to remove this back silver skin off the back side of these bones here. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. Now, I've already done it with these, where I've just removed it. And the only reason I'm removing it, honestly, is so whenever I sprinkle my barbecue rub on it or my seasonings, I want it to get down into the meat here on all sides. You know, because this right here, that seasoning's not going to penetrate this this kind of fatty silver skin that you're looking at here. So I have found the best way for me to do it, just get an old paper towel, and I've got this, and I've just been kind of just blotting them off, kind of keeping them a little bit dry as I go. But what I do, this, you can also get this with the kitchen towel. But usually on these ribs, there's a spot like here that's already kind of pulled up a little bit. And I'll come in with a kitchen towel or a paper towel, and I'll grab that, and then I'll start to pull it off. And as you can see, that's not coming off real well there in that section. And so we're going to try it down here on the smaller end, actually. And we're going to see, no, see, that didn't come off too well either. So we're just going to just kind of try it again. And I think I've got it here. Yeah. And now I'm just going to kind of help it out on that one spot that I've already kind of torn. But I'm going to grab it there because this stuff's slippery. You want something to kind of grab a hold of it with anyways. But once you do get a hold of it, as you can see, it does just pull right off. There's not a lot of effort involved with it. Now then, I can get rid of that. And I do kind of want to dry these off as I go. All right. So there's that. So I've got two ribs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to season these. Yeah, there, bear. I'm going to season these with my own barbecue rub. I call this Sonoran Sand, and it's there's nothing red in it, as you can see. It kind of just reminds me of the sand in the Sonoran Desert over in Arizona. I lived there for many years. So, anyways, I created this rub. You know, I'm not giving this out, but trust me, you can make your own stuff. There's plenty of commercial blends out there that you can have that work real well. So anyways, I'm going to take this rub, and I'm going to be pretty liberal because these are big pieces of meat. They really are. And I'm going to just kind of just sprinkle it across it. Let's see, right there. And I'm going to try to hit every little nook and cranny that I can, and I'm not going to rub it as like what the name would say that it is, as a rub, but I am going to kind of pat it down in there, make sure that it's, you know, adhered to it, you know, because these ribs are still kind of just a little bit moist, a little wet, should I say, from me rinsing them off or just coming out of the package if you don't rinse them. And so I'm just going to just keep on just sprinkling it on. And I'm going to get both of them really good. I mean, you do want some good seasoning on them because they are, you know, kind of big, thick pieces of meat. So I'm just going to just kind of just push it in a little bit. And then here where it's a little naked, I'm going to just sprinkle some more on and just tap it in. Just tappity tap. There we go. So there's one done. And let me tell you, this rib rub I've got just smells delicious. But like I said, you can buy your own or make your own. Nothing to it. All I know is by the time I'm finished actually smoking these, it's almost going to have kind of a bacon flavor to it, honestly. And it's just the way I make my rub that it turns out that way. Plus I do use some hickory smoke. When I'm smoking, I do use hickory. So that kind of helps the bacony flavor too, I'm guessing. So there's that. Now I've made enough seasoning or rib rub here for both of them, and I might have a little extra left over, but if I do, I'm not going to use it for anything else because, you know, I've done cross-contaminated it. So there we go. Get that. I know you can't see it very well. I'm trying to keep it in here for you. You know what? It almost looks like I've just got just enough to do these. And so as soon as I get these seasoned up, what's going to happen is I'm going to go out and I'm going to get my grill fired up, because I'm not going to let these sit all day or anything. I'm just going to let them just sit long enough for me to get my grill fired up. And along with that grill, you know, I don't have a Weber grill or a Big Green Egg or any kind of big smoker like that. But what I do have is the Walmart brand. It's called an Expert Griller, is what they sell. And now it's not as good as a Weber grill, Weber kettle, but it's, you know, it's comparable to it, just a lot cheaper. And of course, it's not made as good as what a Weber is, which is what I prefer, but mine got stolen out of the front yard after I finished cooking one day. So I just got it replaced with that. So anyways, here we go. Let me get a little bit of the seasoning that fell down the pan and hit this one edge here. There we go. There's a little bit of flavor in every bite. So anyways, we'll kind of do a review over the Walmart brand Expert Griller while we're out today doing this. So just hang with me. It's going to take a few minutes for me to drag the grill out and get it lit up. And we'll be right back at it. Okay, before I get started out on the grill with the actual cooking of the ribs, I was given this. This is a Weber rib holding device that I'm going to try out today. So we'll just call it kind of a review, basically. This was given to me for Christmas. I didn't go out and buy it. I don't usually buy grilling gadgets too often. So here on the package, now I think this is kind of misleading in a way, but it isn't also. Now here it just says, you know, rib rack, and then it's other languages, of course. It claims it's dishwasher safe and holds up to 5 racks of ribs, increasing your grill capacity. That's what it says. And then down here it's just talking about Weber Stephen products, and that's pretty well much it. And it just gives the address to the Weber Stephen company, and it's all in different languages also. So, but this is where it becomes a little bit misleading for me, because it's saying holds up to 5 racks of ribs. Now, I'm sure it will hold 5 racks, but this is what I'm talking about in the picture right here. That is not an entire rack of ribs. That is a half of a rack of ribs, and so is that, and so is that. So they're only showing 3 in the picture. So that's really just 1.5 racks of ribs. Now it does have 1, 2, 3, 4. It does have the 5 spaces like it says, so it can hold 5 half racks of ribs, is what I'm saying. That's where I think Weber's being a little misleading on it, because like I said, they're only showing the half racks. They're not showing a full on rack of ribs. And so let me pull this over here, because I'm thinking about this. I want to use it. I've never used it. I got it for Christmas and I've been wanting to use it. But if I was to set this up in my grill like this, my God, see, that thing's all go flippy floppy over. It ain't going to cook real well like that. So instead of 5 racks, it's really just 2.5 racks that this thing's actually going to hold. And what I'm going to do is I want to use it. I really do want to use it. So I'm going to take my ribs, my beautiful ribs here. I'm going to figure out where the center is, which is right here. We're going to cut him down. Cut it in half. Now let's see. Yeah, see? That works out pretty good. Now if I try to lift it up, off the grill, when these things shrink down some, see, it's going to fall through. So I think the best way to do it is just leave it on the grill and pull them out while it's still sitting on the grill instead of trying to lift the whole thing off the barbecue. But let's see how this is working. Is it going to give the smoke enough space to come up between them and actually do anything? Well, kinda. It does look like it's probably going to work okay like that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if I put one here, and then two there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, I just wanted to share this with you real quick. I am going to kind of try this out today, and we're going to find out if it works, or if it doesn't, we're going to know for sure. I'm going to give you my honest opinion on this Weber rib rack holder. So we'll meet you out there at the grill here in just a minute. All right, well, we've made it outside, and I figured instead of just going straight to cooking, what we'd do today is I'd kind of show you how I set up my grill for indirect smoking here. Now, the fuel I'm using down here is it is a char wood. It's Royal Oak, and that's what I use. I'll use that. I'll use Kingsford. I like the B&B, stuff like that. But I always use a charcoal chimney to start out with. And as you can see, I've got nothing's lit yet. It's just back there, and it's kind of in a half moon, quarter moon circle, and then I've got some hickory wood chunks and some bark in there for the smoke flavor. And in my chimney, it's not very full. I've got it about maybe a quarter full, maybe almost half, and that's what I'm going to start with. And I'm going to start it down here on this one end and only on this one end, and let it just burn across. That's my goal. And in the bottom up, to get it started, a lot of people use those little paraffin cubes from Weber or something like that. I don't. What I use is old barbecue bags, just the paper bags, you know, those Kingsford bags, the Royal Oak. They've all got 2 or 3 layers of paper in there. So I just kind of tear those off and do those, and then I ain't got to throw nothing else in the trash. I can just burn it. So that's what we're going to do today. So let me get this lit up. And that paper, you know, it's pretty dry, so it burns pretty quick, and it burns good. So we're going to do that. That's how we're going to get it started right here. I don't want it catching any of that on fire yet. So we'll set it over here as far away as we can. I would even actually set it on the concrete, but I don't want to make the concrete like a burn spot or a greasy spot on the concrete, so I'm not going to do that. I'll just do it right here in the grill. And as long as I'm careful, none of this is going to catch on fire anyways. Now, with this being a Walmart grill, it's got an ash pan that fits on the bottom. I don't use it because it just chokes it out. This thing can't get enough air. It's not like a Weber, so it don't get enough air. So I leave my vents open on the very bottom, and then on the top here is where I'll actually adjust how I want it done. So either full open or closed. I'll usually bust it open about a quarter to a halfway open, and that always seems to work with it fully open on the bottom, and then get that little bit of that quarter to halfway open on top. Will give it that draw to get it good and hot. Plus this stuff here burns hotter than charcoal anyways. You know, that's what I like about it. So instead of out here smoking for 6 hours, I can be done in 3, you know, 2.5, 3 hours. So let's let this get going. We'll get it poured in. We'll get our other grate sitting here on top. We'll get our ribs out here on our Weber rib rack, and we'll see how that goes. You can see it's already catching. That paper did a real good job. It did a lot of smoke, but now it's cleared up, and the actual charcoal down in there is catching. I can hear it crackling, and I can feel the heat from it too. It's pretty warm. So we'll come back whenever I go to empty this in and get the ribs on. Alrighty, well, my fire is ready. I mean, that took about all of 10 minutes to get that glowing red hot, and I don't know if you can see it or not. I really don't. I don't think you can from the angle I'm at, but I've got it going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle it right here on the very end of where I want my fire to start. Let me set this off to the side. Let me set my beer down. All right, so here I'm going to add my main grate. There. And now I'm going to put the rib rack on. All right, here we go. We'll start setting some ribs in it. Flip it around. Right there. See, already I'm having a little difficulty. It don't want to sit right. And number 4. So there we go. We got those on. Sit that down real quick. Now, I'm thinking I might actually have some issues with this. I don't know if this dome is tall enough to close over it, but we're going to find out right now. You see, I've even got a little hanging out here. I don't push it in. There we go. Okay. Well, we got it shut. And I'm going to crack this vent open about 1/4 of the way. Yeah. So there we go. There's my ribs sitting there. I'll give you one last little look at it, if I can do it without destroying my camera. Zoom in just a hair a bit, that way you can get a better look at it. So anyways, that's how I set my fire up. This Weber rib rack holder, we're going to see how it does today. We really are. I've seen other people use them, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. And already, I've got a hickory chunk already catching on fire over here, so that means everything's starting to go. So let me get the lid shut down on it. 1/4 of the way open. There we go. So the ribs are smoking. Also with these ribs today, we're going to be doing potato salad. And I might be showing you how to make my potato salad today. I might not. I'm kind of debating on it. If anything, I will record it and I'll put it on a different video. But it might be on this one, it might not. We'll find out. See you in a little bit whenever we check on these ribs. Okay, folks, I'm going to show you how I make my potato salad. Not your potato salad. This is my potato salad. So you make yours however you want to make yours. This is how I do mine, though. And so what I've got here, I'm trying to get everything kind of in. I don't know if I've got it in frame or out of frame. What? I can't see what I'm doing. All right. How are we looking? Good enough for right now. Okay. So what I've got back here is I've got 2 to 3 pounds of potatoes. I really don't know. I didn't weigh anything. I know I bought a bag of large baking potatoes. Big, I mean those suckers are big. And they're meant for baking and eating. I had 4 of those left in a bag. So I peeled, cut those up, and then I added 3 regular old medium potatoes that you get at the store. Just your all-purpose potato, but they're all Idaho russet is what they are. So I peeled them all, I cut them all up into I don't know, somewhere between 1/2 inch each. You know, they're not all uniform, they're not the same size, but they're all relatively close to the same size. And that's what I've done. And I boiled them. I started them in cold salted water, enough to cover, and turned my burner up on high, and they really never even came to a boil. They got pretty hot, but they never really came to a boil. Anyways, I cooked them for about 20 minutes, like this. Drained them off, ran some cold water over it, kind of cooled them down some, and that's the point where I'm at here. Also, I had, usually I'll add about 4 hard-boiled eggs. I had to use 5 because I was at an uneven number. So that's what I've got down here is I've chopped up 4 of the eggs. This one over here is one, I'm going to finish chopping him up here in a minute. I just wanted to show you the yolk on these things. And let me not screw this up too badly. So anyways, you see that pretty little yolk? There's no green circle or anything. And the way I'm able to do this, get them hard-boiled and fully cooked like that without that ugly green sulfur ring from the egg. How I'm able to do that is I put them in cold water with salt, cold salted water. So I get that and I put my eggs in there, however many I'm doing, 5, 10, 4, 2, whatever. And I bring that up to a boil, and I do mean a boil, and I let it go for about 2 minutes. And then I just shut the heat off, completely shut it off, and I leave them in the cold water, or in the that hot water, I mean, not cold. I leave them in that hot water for 10 minutes exactly. Then I take the pan to the sink, I turn on the cold water faucet, dump out a majority of the hot without spilling my eggs into the sink or anything, and I let that cold water run over them for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I crack them and get them peeled and chopped up, and that's where I'm at now. So I've got 5 hard-boiled eggs. I will be chopping these up to just add in. I just kind of wanted to show you what those look like. All right. So also, what I like to do, or add, should I say, to my potato salad is onion, sweet onion, which is right here. So I've got some sweet onion. And that's half of a large sweet onion that I've just chopped up real kind of small. You know, I mean, there's a couple of larger pieces in there, but for the most part, it's all the same size. And I did the same thing with the celery, and that's just one regular stalk of celery. It's kind of on a large size. And I just cut it down into strips and then just diced it up real small and fine. And then here, kind of looks like celery, but this right here is a Clausen sandwich slice dill pickle. Now, it's a kosher dill pickle. I'm sorry, it's kosher dill. And I love the Clausen. They are pricey. They're not sitting on your regular store shelf. They're over in the refrigerated section. There's just something about these. These things have a great flavor. They're really good and crunchy. I love them. They are kind of pricey. I don't look at the price when I buy them because then I'll just beat myself up over it. So that's one thing that I don't really compromise on is that pickle right there. I like it. I use it, and that's what I do. Another thing I use, that right there is a Duke's Real Mayonnaise. I get a lot of crap over using Duke's, but all I can say is that it's the best. It is the best. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hellman's is good. There's a lot of other good ones out there, but you know, and Hellman's is real good. And I used Hellman's for many, many years, but I found this one time and started using it, and I just like it. It's smoother or creamier, and it's got a better lemony type mayonnaise flavor. I just really love the stuff. So use the Dukes if you want. If not, go ahead and use your Kraft or your Hellman's, whatever it is you like. And the amount that I'm going to be putting into this potato salad, now that's probably 2.5, 3 pounds of potatoes. I've got about 1.25 cups of mayonnaise I'm going to be adding to it. So there's that. And now here's this, and it ain't much. It's just a little bit kind of overflowing tablespoon of plain old yellow mustard. It's great value. Yellow mustard. It's the same thing as French's yellow mustard or ballpark yellow mustard. And that's what it is. It's just a plain old yellow mustard. And that's what I'm using there. Now, I've also got some garlic powder. So I'm going to be using a little bit of garlic powder just to kind of season it up. I don't have any garlic in it. You know, I've got the onion over here, and I've got the celery, and I got the pickle, and I got the egg. But I don't have any garlic. So I am going to sprinkle in a little bit of garlic powder into it to give it that little bit of extra flavor. And to top it all off, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of paprika across the top and just make it pretty. It does give a little bit of flavor, but it's for the most part, hey, let's just make it pretty. And I'm not afraid to make something, you know, tasty look a little bit pretty. So, let me move some stuff over real quick. Let me get these potatoes up in here. There we go. All right. So I'm going to take my cup and a quarter of mayonnaise. Like I said, that's probably about 2.5, 3 pounds of potatoes I've got cut up and cooked in here. So there's my mayonnaise. I don't like it real super creamy or anything. I want to taste a potato whenever I'm doing stuff. And I'm just going to go ahead, let me just toss in my little bit of yellow mustard. We're just kind of putting that in for some flavor, but it's going to kind of change the color of it some. Just can't get that out. That's all right. So there's that. Now I'm going in with my onion, my celery, and my pickle. Oh my gosh. I done spilt it everywhere. Well, that's all right. I'll live with that too. Now this egg, like I said, those slices are going to go in there here in a few minutes anyways. I just wanted to kind of show you what those look like. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my 4 eggs in. 4 hard-boiled eggs. And that's pretty well much it. That's the point that I'm at there. And I do also want to add, just for some seasoning, a little bit of black pepper. I don't really want to add any salt because I put salt in the potatoes when I cooked them. But I do want to add a little bit of black pepper because black pepper just makes stuff better. It really does. You know what? Hang on, my counter's clean. Let me get that back up and get in there. All right. So now, it's pretty well much, just kind of just be gentle. You don't want to bust your potatoes to pieces or anything, but you do want to get stuff mixed together. So we just kind of want to fold it up, push straight back down the sides, fold it over, and just start getting it mixed in without spilling it all over the place. That's a tasty treat there. I wasn't going to throw that back in the bowl. This is it. It's that's how I do my potato salad right here. You know, the potatoes will kind of mash down, and it's just going to help with the creaminess. If you guys want to add more mayonnaise, add more mayonnaise. Add as much as you like. If you want super mustardy potato salad, add as much mustard as you want. That's up to you. Oh, I forgot my garlic powder. Let me sprinkle in a little bit of garlic. I knew something wasn't right. So I'm sprinkling in, that's probably about a teaspoon. I don't want a lot. I don't want it to overpower anything. Let me get that mixed up. And see, now that came together real good. You know, with that cup and a quarter of mayonnaise with all those potatoes and stuff. That came together really well. You know, that's a nice potato salad right there. Now, you can go ahead and you can embellish this with other things. You can put cheese in it. You can put bacon in it. You could put sliced jalapenos in there. There's all kinds of things you could do with it. But that's it. And I just kind of just smashed it down just a little bit. Going to spread it out some. And now I'm just going to sprinkle my little bit of paprika on it. Pretty it up. And it does give a little bit of extra flavor. I like the paprika flavor myself. But there you go. Now then, I'll go ahead and I'll kind of wipe down the edges and such. And then I'll get this wrapped and I'll get it in the refrigerator. We'll have it all nice and cooled up for the ribs later on tonight. So anyways, you know what? I'm not going to cut up these eggs. I was going to, but now, you know what? They are pretty. I just kind of just sprinkle these eggs right here across the top. There it is. And that's exactly what I'll do. I'll just do that right there. I'll just put them on there. People can just dig it out as they want. If they want egg, they can have it. I mean, well, they don't have a choice. It's already in there. Let me get a little dash or two of paprika. There we go. All right. So there we have. That's single dad potato salad right there. It's going with our barbecue ribs tonight, our smoked ribs, pork ribs. So Make your potato salad however you want to do it. Do it any way you want, any way you like. This is just how I do it. It's a good recipe. The kids like it. I like it. A lot of people really do enjoy it. It's quick. It's simple. You know, not a lot of fuss or muss with it. So, anyways, hope you enjoy that. Here in a few minutes, we're going to run back out to the grill. We're going to check on our ribs and our temperature. We're hoping that that temperature gauge out on the barbecue is working. I'm shooting for around 250, 300, but you know, who knows. And we'll lift the lid and take a peek at them anyhow. So I'll see you out at the grill here in just a minute. Alrighty, back out here at the grill. I'm not going to use my camera stand this time because it just makes it harder to see stuff. So here's the grill. Here's my temperature gauge. It's sitting just right above 300. So we're going to take a look at it, see how everything's going here on this Weber rib rack. So let's lift the lid, take a look. Whew, well, I got some heat on that. All right, as you can see, my fire really, I mean, hadn't hardly burned, which is good. I'm liking that. You know, I was kind of afraid this char wood would just catch all on fire and, you know, burn everything to pieces. Woo, boy, that's hot. So let's take a look at some of these ribs real quick. They're getting a nice little bit of a smoky color on them. They're definitely not done yet. Down in there, they're not, you know, they're still not good. They don't have the that nice smoky look to them yet. So I'm kind of thinking, oh boy, that's hot. Good Lord. I should be using a pair of tongs, but I'm not. I'm just gonna come flip them around. Oh, I can't do that. It's just too hot. Okay, well, we'll come out whenever I ain't got a video camera in my hand, and we'll get those flipped around. But they're looking good, and you see I done lifted the lid, and I got air to everything, and now my wood's on fire, which tells me that it's still really good and hot up in here. But the ribs, they're looking good. We've still probably got a couple of more hours left on it. Let me shut the lid down, kill that flame out. So anyhow, ribs are looking good. Potato salad's in the refrigerator. And we've got our Labor Day rib barbecue and potato salad feast going on for the day. So let's just let this do its thing, and I'll come back out here in about another hour or so and check up on it. Hell, I might make something else like a baked bean or pinto bean or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, I got a little bit of smoke coming off now that I've killed the fire back down. Anyhow, we'll be back with you here in just a few minutes. All right, folks, ribs are done. As of right now, I've got 3 of them here. 3 of the half racks anyways. The other one's sitting over there. I will only get 3 on this pan. So let's see what we've got here. We got the ribs. I even brushed a little bit of barbecue sauce on them. It's something I don't really do a whole lot of, but I did do it this time. So we're gonna pull a slab out, and let's just, you know, let's just cut them. See how they look. If I can get it cut, let me turn it up. It makes it a little easier. Oh, it's gonna fall apart on me. All right, there we go. Got one cut. Let's trim him up a little bit. Oh, there's another bone up in there somewhere. Actually, have to redo this. Let's see. I'll flip him over, cut him. All right, there we go. So there's the rib. Kind of tore up from my knife skills, but there it is. It's got a nice little pinkish thing to it from the smoke, which is always delicious. Now let's just see how it tastes. So let's just taste it. Well, it's like eating chicken. but better because it tastes like bacon. I'm gonna wash my hands up real quick. My God. And I've got my daughter here.
What's up?
She's kind of back behind the camera. You want to try a piece of this rib?
Yes.
Here's this. There's that rib. Did it in the camera.
I don't want it to see it.
Go down.
I don't want to go down.
How was it?
It's so good.
Let's try it one more time. Get another bite of it. What's it taste like?
Chicken.
No, it does not.
I don't know. Tastes like a really good rib for
There you go.
Labor Day.
Yeah, really good ribs. Better than you're going to get at the barbecue restaurant, I'm almost positive.
It's super savory.
Is it juicy?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Is it tender? It's got a lot of flavor to it. Would you say it kind of tastes like bacon? In a way?
Almost.
Well, I mean, the barbecue sauce kind of...
It gives that little tang.
Yeah, that kind of helps it out some. But, yeah, right off the bone. Show them the bone. Put it right up in there. See, eating it clean off the bone. There we go. So, folks, there you are. Single Dad's Labor Day barbecue. Pork rib, potato salad. And here's that potato salad from earlier. There it, well, let me get it up in here. There it is. Right up in there. We hadn't even tried that yet. So, let's actually make us a little plate real quick of that. So we'll do some ribs, some potato salad. I went ahead, I made some black beans too. And the black beans came out of the can. And I just doctored them up with a little bit of bacon, some onion, a little bit of garlic, salt and pepper, and you know, that's pretty well much it. So we'll just go ahead, we'll cut us off a couple of ribs real quick. Well, that sucker just fell apart. Anyways, there's that smoke ring. I don't know if you can see that smoke ring or not, folks, but there it is. There's that smoke ring. So we'll get us a couple of ribs on a plate real fast with the little tender vittles falling off of it. Push that out of the way. Push this out of the way. We'll get this. I don't know if you can see it or not. There we go. There, you can see it now. Kind of, anyway. We're going to get us some of our delicious potato salad. Set it right there. A little bit of tater salad. And get that up out the way. And of course, for another side, like I said, I got some black beans, a little bit of garlic, onion, bacon. I had a couple of leftover baked potatoes, so I just cubed one up and just threw it in with it. And I don't know how well that's going to show up on a black plate or not. If I can get my daughter to tell me how it looks. Can you see it?
Yes.
All of it? Black beans and
my
all?
gosh. Yes.
Okay. All right. So there we go. That's Single Dad smoked rib barbecue for Labor Day. Here you go, folks. I hope you try some of these recipes. I know the black beans wasn't in there on it, but they just came out of a can with some bacon, onion, and garlic, and then that's about it, really. That's all we had. And then the potato salad, you got the recipe for that. And of course the rib, it's got that nice pink smoke ring on it. That's an all natural smoke. So there we go. Hope everybody has a fantastic Labor Day. Enjoy yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. And have a good day.